Oh my god, it's all... everyone came together for this rental blob. Hey guys, remember to like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and hey, go one step further, become a channel member. Any support you guys give is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and enjoy the video. Hey guys, this is Greyshot17, and today I'm covering a Company of Heroes replay. This is a 4v4 on the map Winter Line. The person who submitted this, I will get to later. But right now, let's go over all the players who could have submitted this game. Of course, the first name on the list is Tampon. Sure, why not? We got Tampon. Oh god. I'm just Odie Koopsic. I have no idea how to say this name. Koopaseal? Oh god. I'll just say OD, Musty, and Mr. Chalk versing Saving Ryan. I guess he's no longer a private. Good for him. Good for him. We got kind of just the meh face, I guess. So we'll call him meh. Dress and Oli Finland? Sure. Let's go with that. Anyway, we got 2 Doc, 2 Vermok versing. Oh no, 4 all American soldiers. Okay. Are they all going advanced infantry? Are they all going advanced infantry? Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be lots of fun. If you have a replay, potentially with versing or dealing with the spam, submit to my Gmail or Discord. Links are down below. We got Italian infantry. We got ourselves nothing left. Yeah, this is definitely okay. And we got mechanized. Okay, so this is not what some would consider like, oh, you know, this is one team versing another. It's like, no, the team with the Americans all are going a very specific strategy, and I cannot wait to see what that strategy is. It's gonna be fun. Anyway, initially confrontations are between scouts, grenadiers, pioneers, and engineers. I would say the grenadiers currently have a small edge because of the fact that scouts are weaker until the riflemen show up. Then it's going to switch over to the Americans. Again, they also have the Kettenkrad, which is no weapon, but you can scout, so you can visually see the enemy murder you. So that's a good sign. We can see here that there are a lot of allied forces pouring on in. This is actually a smart tactic. Focus on one threat. This is overwhelming for Dress. Dress is going to have to pull back. Meanwhile, up north, you have the Doc player who's kind of just chilling, grabbing territory, waiting for reinforcements. But for the Americans, this is a huge win, because if they can push this Vermok player back, they can take over this position. So Mr. Chalk and Musty very much focusing on a very weak axis point and trying to cut off a lot of resources. Again, that would be all the munitions and all the fuel in this northern territory just gone. Now, American forces from Musty are going to hold while Mr. Chalk is swinging back. As we have our first kill, Musty kill knocked out a scout, potentially a second one if he goes after, but I think the American forces will keep him away. We have Palm Grenadiers moving in. They're being boosted by the half-track. They might be able to hold that back with the flamethrower. Flamethrowers are devastating toward infantry. But again, motorcycle team assisting. Yeah, allied forces do kill the half-track, weakening the Germans by not allowing them their boost. But doesn't really matter, as the American forces are taking a lot of hits. Now, we have some reinforcements from Musty coming in to help Mr. Chalk. But Finland, as well as, Saving Ryan. Saving Ryan are doing a good job at holding. So good job, Saving Ryan. Elsewhere, looks like we have a German counterattack against these American forces. Again, without a vehicle to boost them, I think it's what, 10% received accuracy, 10% or 50% speed. Like, it adds up. So I would always try to have a vehicle with these guys on an offensive early on, give that slight edge. But even with mortar support, I don't think you're going to see the Germans break through. They're just taking too many hits, and we're about to see a casualty. So meh just went just further into the meh sphere with that loss. All right. Mike is like pulling away from me. No, you don't. All right. Meanwhile, American forces were able to force the Germans back. Oh, we have an MG and a Grenadier counterattack moving in. Allies might be able to take it in time. It's going to be close. Germans stop, so they will take it. We have ourselves captains, so infantry support. I'm assuming if they all are going this doctrine, that is going to be what they pick for a majority of them. Not all of them, but a majority, because you can decrease the cost of the infantry by quite a decent amount. Just to be absolutely clear, the advanced infantry gets, on average, not on average. Let me rephrase that. The advanced infantry costs a lot more with rangers on average, which is why a lot of people will go with the infantry support to decrease the overall cost of rangers, riflemen, etc. Flamethrower riflemen are pushing back the German infantry and the MG with some great hits. This man is not upgraded. Meanwhile, in mid, it looks like it's a little bit unopposed for the Germans. Germans actually flanking with a Panzer Pioneer. American forces down south, thanks to OD, have bars. But that being said, Ole Finland is advancing. Took a really bad hit with that Grenadier, but in solid cover and with an MG coming in to support, that Ranger squad is powerful, but if the MG suppresses it, they could potentially stop this incursion. There's another MG42. He's going to pick it up with his Pioneer. Hopefully gets that up. Was able to suppress just barely. Second MG needs to be up. Third MG on the field. So the Germans in this scenario are really trying to bring out... Wait, hold on. Those are MG34s. Not 32s. Okay. So that's even luckier that he barely suppressed it. But again, I understand. You want to try to hold back the American infantry. MGs are a way to go. Now the Allies do have mortars. At least one down here. So they could smoke and then bust through with that. But we'll see. Right now, there was no way for them to heal on the front. There is a medical truck being made, but it's going to be a little while. Motorcycle team grabbing the back territory as we have a counterattack by Mr. Chalk. All right, was it Dress? No, Saving Ryan. Keep messing them up. MG34 opening fire, holding back some of the American forces, but they themselves, they give the follow, by the way. Have a medical truck right here, so they can reinforce the guys on the front. MG will suppress the rifleman. Captain will probably be next. But this MG is at least suppressing the Panzer Pioneers for a time, but although I think he'll pull back. Does Saving Ryan have any sort of... No, he went with a support gun before getting the medical truck. Okay. By the way, for the dock, we have Italian infantry, so maybe light tanks or Ducatori. We have espionage, which brings out the Funk Wagon. Always excited. Mobile repair station, so they can heal. But, again, the issue with that is simply the fact that he has nothing to heal initially, so it's not going to really do much. And, oh, interesting. Okay, hold on. Make sure I'm not absolutely bonkers. Doesn't... No, they actually... No. I thought with the... That's Strobe Trooping. Oh, well. I guess it's just because he just wants to get other things. But yeah, Panzer Grenadiers moving up. He can potentially swarm with those. And medium close range do a lot of damage. Not as much as Rangers, but they can at least do a lot, potentially push Rangers back with the grenades and using mass, or just having more of them. Alright, I'm not seeing an MG in this sector, so with this MG and the infantry pushing up, these American forces pull back. He tries to do the pour it on him, but it's not working. There's just too many infantry. Yeah, these guys are done. This rifleman may die to the Palm Grenadiers, but as I say that, rifleman come on in. One mortar is about to be thrown back as well, so he's going to retreat. Medical truck is there so they can reinforce. This looks like a really good scenario for the Germans, except for maybe this unit, which could probably will die on the retreat. Unfortunate. Went a little too far with that. Medical truck is starting to heal, doing the best he can. Mr. Chalk is counterattacking, saving Ryan. Saving Ryan may be able to focus fire. Hold on, he's just busting through. MG was caught out of position. I guess if he gets close, he could throw grenades on that. 75 is doing the best he can with what he has. Try to hold back the Palm Grenadiers. But there is nothing left. Saving Ryan, maybe saving his team by a great counteroffensive in the sector. However, as we can see here, there is a forward position here. Advanced infantry can get forward positions, and we can see that here and here as well. So it looks like the Allies are hoping that the fact that they can reinforce themselves on the front and retreat to a closer point on the front will overwhelm the German positions. Mortars and MGs could back them up and really help the thrust, though Germans seem to be really doing well with the MGs. They have so many, and medical truck is healing. One goes down, but there's still two remaining. Mortars are focusing. MG is healing and reinforcing. American riflemen are being suppressed. This one is trying to use port on him. Did not work. I think both MGs are now going to switch on him and eventually would suppress. Rangers and riflemen with bars are pushing toward that munition point in the south. This may be a weak point in the line if they could sneak around. Panzer Grenadiers are trying to heal. Can heal in time before the Rangers show up is the big thing. May is on the brink as well as LA Finland. Again, more Panzer Grenadiers coming on up, but they need something else to hold back the infantry. Duke D, I'm not sure is the main thing you can really use, just because it's good, but oh my god, good bomb grenade. That might actually give the Panzer Grenadiers a small edge. Duke D about to fire. Can we get a good shot on the retreat? No. We really won't. Nothing. Alright, do the allies have AT? Well, they have AT grenades, but it looks like no, they do not have any sort of AT. Rangers will need to maybe get bazookas or something, but overall, light armor is essentially what the Axis needed, and they just have enough fuel to get it. The Allies are beating them in that department. Munitions could go either way, but still, man, Sug D, not as strong as you once were now. Alright. Looks like we have a potential thrust here with Allied forces on Mr. Chalk on the north. I keep going to him because it seems like this is the most chaotic battle. Down here, we have ourselves Dress. He's doing the best he can, reinforcing, and it looks like this American player is pulling back, but again, forward position. So we have a lot of forward positions.
Commandant, we have surplus munitions to spend.
How many guys went with Captain? So real quick,
we have
Captain,
to be deployed.
Captain, they all went? Infantry support? Okay, so they're going heavy into that, but something to keep in mind is even though if they get infantry support, right, they don't get mechanized, so no better armor, and they don't get the airstrikes, which has been boosted recently to be even more powerful. I personally have a short on it where I'm just bombing the Germans into oblivion. It's great. But that means they really have to rely on the infantry. And right now, German infantry is counterattacking and seems to be slowly making a comeback. Again, victory point-wise, actually the Allies are down. The Axis are ahead. Rangers do have one bazooka, but 8-Rad is pushing through with the Stu D. Stu D, by the way, how many kills do you have? 3 kills. 8-Rad has how many? 3. Okay. I think 8-Rad was on the field a little bit longer. He's trying to push up, but there's too many Allied forces. He's going to be bazookaed. And potentially a T-grenade if he doesn't pull back. Dropping additional supplies, so they're trying to get upgrades for the Rangers. Stu actually gets a really solid hit right there. Flanking maneuver by the motorcycle team, or just to decap the territory. Again, small push by Dress did not go well. Musty is advancing with his riflemen. He's been doing a damn good job. Charging forth. MG is caught position, will need to pull back. And Dress, yeah, his infantry is pulling back. So he might be the weak link here. Right now, also in mid, fuel, uncontested and going to the Allies right now. So Allies really enjoying that fuel. Axis, again, have some additional fuel up north. And, of course, the fuel down south. And contesting the other Allied fuel. Otherwise, the Allies would be in the lead right now. Big push going on by Meh. He's doing the best he can. Again, right now, I think artillery's what the Axis need to break up these positions. Because, yeah, it's great to reinforce, but if you're choked, if you're being choke pointed right outside of the hill, and that's your reinforcement point, artillery of a major type could break this heavily. Assault Grenadiers do go down, so Allies are inflicting heavy casualties on the Axis, and as we can see, Rangers, oh god, more Rangers are being deployed. As we say this, grenade is thrown. German forces were pushed back nearly to the brink, but they did hold back that Ranger attack, though more forces are coming on up. Musty's forces are pushing forth, trying to go for the medical, almost the big win by neutralizing it. Alas, they were unable to. And yeah, it's a pretty damn hard-fought fight between the Americans. Oh, nice kill with the American forces here. Mr. Chalk able to kill saving Ryan's men. Was not able to save those men. And yeah, Palm Grenadiers are doing the best they can to hold. Again, you can reinforce the AT gun, so not too big of an issue. But yeah, Greyhound is there on the front, so Allies are starting to get some more armor on the field, other than half-tracks and 75s.
Confirmed. Enemy have 300 points left.
Essentially. Alright, here comes the Rent-a-Blobs. We have 2 Rent-a-Blobs coming on in, but again, plenty of MGs. We have some artillery fire. That's thanks to the current, what's it called, Captain, able to call it a mortar support. Tractor is on the field, so the Axis can do the same to the Allies. But look at all these men. The Rent-a-Blob is pushing on in and trying to inflict some casualties on the Germans. Germans lose an MG. 8-Rad goes down. No, sorry, not 8-Rad, the Tractor. My apologies. I'm sorry, that's not a Tractor. I'm a dumbass. That's the Funk Wagon. He lost the funk. Wait, I think it was the funk. Oh, no, it was the tractor. It was perfect. Okay. No, he did get the funk wagon. Okay. Greyshot losing his damn mind. Oh, now his other allies. Sorry, while I was losing my mind. We have 2 more blobs pushing on in. They sent 2 waves. 8 rats can do a bit of damage reversing infantry, but this might be it. I think the American forces right here will be enough. The Rent-a-Blob is real and force both Meh and Dress off the position. Damn. That's unfortunate. Now, fire could stop these guys in their tracks, but this is a huge win for the Allies. They managed to take both fuel and force the Axis back. The Axis do have some, you know, anti-infantry stuff, but yeah, that's a lot of teamwork right there to send a giant blob army to deal with it. MG's gonna be picked apart immediately. And now we have additional forces moving on in. We have that recon. We have the beacons that can launch artillery barrages in the sector. 8 rads near death. We'll need to pull back before the bazooka teams get them. Rumbar is moving up top. That could be a small issue versus the infantry. Again, no real AT to speak of from Mr. Chalk. He's going with a Hellcat, but that will take a minute. Rumbar will have a little bit of time, along with some additional support around that Rumbar. Border half tracks are doing the best they can, as well as support guns trying to bomb the Americans. That seems to be doing pretty well against Mr. Chalky. He doesn't have the infantry army that we saw in the south. How is Musty doing? Musty is also not amazing. I believe he had a Greyhound that looks like got blown up. There's some defenses here, and again, they have some stuff before they get to the reinforcement point. But it is getting closer and closer to a potential collapse in the north. Now, I assume, because of the amount of munitions the Allies are getting, if things get real bad, they'll send wave after wave up north to assist, as we saw before. And that could be an issue. I see 1 MG. That could be 2 MGs. So if the Allies are able to focus on those MGs and neutralize them, we could see a potential breakthrough, as we saw in the south. Alright. Middle's, again, wide open. If I'm either side, I may try to send in a motorcycle team or, you know, some type of scout unit to just grab territory like crazy. Because that seems to be a area that you can gain a lot of resource, a lot of territory. Meanwhile, Allied forces are pushing up against the German positions. We have that artillery, thanks to the captain coming on in. We have espionage, I believe, using it's not, I forget the ability's name, but essentially it closes in on your sight, so it makes it harder and harder to see. As you can see here, the eye is slowly getting smaller.
Our Vespa is ready.
So yeah, it just makes it incredibly hard for these guys to see in fog of war. So it allows the Axis to just unload on them. Also, you get that weird, like, static. Hellcat moving on up. Astute D could be blasted if the Hellcat moves up, gets a great shot. I'm not seeing a lot of AT, unfortunately, by them. I'm assuming just a lot of, oh, Finland forces in the south, not the rest. Yeah. Oh, wait, we have a Wesp, I guess, for artillery. That makes sense. Rent-a-Blob on the north, major wave. Oh, my God. It's all, everyone came together for this Rent-a-Blob. And just, MG has to hold back that blob. We have so much artillery. Redshirt artillery, I believe, coming on in. It's, oh my God, the chunks flying. And yeah, the amount of artillery just hoping to stop that wave. But so many dead Allied forces right here. Now, here's the thing I will say. If this is like, you know, counting casualties, the Axis would be inflicting tons of casualties on the Allies right now. Just in the grand scheme of things, sure, the Allies win the battle if they do win this with this strategy. But just think of how many men are dying to this as bodies fly into the air. Alright, so many dead American forces left that position. And the Axis, while they did have to, like, pull back, they did survive. Air quotes. Down south, it looks like Germans are trying to counterattack, but the recon from that beacon, the artillery from the beacon is doing quite a bit of damage. Rangers got hit by a nice bundle. And looks like we actually have an enemy beacon somewhere. Hold on. Where's the... Is there a German beacon?
Commandant, you have command points available.
The Germans can also do beacons and whatnot. Thanks to... Where is it?
The enemy has
Aha!
placed our
Intel
territory
disruption
for their
beacon.
own.
So, you know, there's that. Oh, 8 rads coming in from the south, but there is artillery and Hellcats. And that's the thing. This artillery, let me double check with OD, has... No, he doesn't have free fire. Okay, never mind. But he could just be automatically firing if one's set up, but looks like that's not the case. If I, again, somehow the Axis are winning victory point-wise, and that's really because of this major factor, mid. Mid is just uncontested. Now, it looks like Musty's realized this and trying to capture that territory. But yeah, if I'm the Germans in this scenario, I'm just thankful the Allies have not really thrusted into mid because there's nothing there. Like, just hypothetically, they send one rental blob at each of these positions, major ones, and just cut off the territory. You know, that could be huge. Also, like, this is just not really protected, and this essentially is the weak point for all of the Axis forces. American forces push back up. Musty is launching a counterattack. Tiger is on the field, thanks to Saving Ryan. Looks like a lot of the Axis are getting Tigers, or at least upgrading to potentially get Tigers or Panzer IVs, or Mass Stoogs, whatever they want. Brumbar forces the American infantry back, but here comes the Tiger, and the Hellcat and 75 are having a bit of a rough time, though artillery is blasting Saving Ryan's forces. As you can see here, it's quite a bit, thanks to lots of artillery by the American forces. Looks like the Americans got the artillery, but I'm not seeing any further upgrades with them. Alright. Support gun very low, but gets Vet 2. Hold on, major thrust down south. Oh my god! Well, the Blob is back in town. And backed up by a Hellcat. The Blob will advance. Just imagine you're a Hellcat and you just see all these American forces push with you. That's just insane. But yeah, the American forces are backed up. Additional Hellcat up on the hill. Advancing against the Axis. Axis having a rough time. MG trying to suppress them, but there's just so many. Artillery is firing from afar from the Wesps. But the Allies will continue. Body parts are flying into the air. MG is neutralized. Men are just doing cartwheels, but there's just so many. When I think of human wave, this is what I think of a human wave. Wesps have to pull back. The artillery is, well, it's just in a really bad situation. And because of that, the Allies have completely broken the Axis in the south. It's not even a contest. Met is just been neutralized. Finland has the small armies getting, it looks like a zombie game, yeah. Getting a Panzer IV, but with the Hellcats, it should be easily forced back. Yeah, it's not looking great. Tiger tank is holding the line, though, against the additional forces in mid. Rangers being suppressed. Again, artillery is hitting those mortar half-tracks, and again, getting shell shock as a result. Hellcat and 75 returning fire on the Tiger, though having issues. AT gun needs to move up and assist, but it got decrewed. Here comes a Panther anti-tank unit now. Again, I'll keep saying that for a little while. Tiger, though, could be neutralized if the 75 and Hellcat aren't neutralized quickly. Luckily, 75 is taken out. Hellcat bounces off the Tiger. Don't know why you're focusing on infantry, mate. You probably should focus on, you know, these guys. Oh, and we also have zeroing. That could be huge if used against that Blob. So maybe we'll see that in the future. Saving Ryan, by the way, does have artillery of his own, which he is bringing up, which, hey, could be some good stuff. Artillery is now hitting the Tiger. We can see here it's being affected by the artillery, getting incredible hits on it, but he's not paying attention. All the infantry is dying in mass thanks to great artillery shots. And another great one! Saving Ryan, losing all of his men to the artillery. Will the Tiger bite it to the 105s? Oops, sorry. Looks like he's being shocked, but he will survive. He'll need to heal. Does he actually have the upgrades in his base? Let's see. Base upgrades are the following. Hold on. Can I not click on this? Am I? No, he does not. He doesn't really have any upgrades to speak of, except for the additional field repairs, which interesting. So yeah, Saving Ryan is off the front for a little bit of time. Meanwhile, counterattacking mid, Hellcat's being focused on by the Brumbar Panther and a Panzer IV. Being hit by an AT grenade as well. This could be actually a decent amount of forces neutralized. I see the Blob moving right now, focusing on the armor dying. Hellcat's neutralized. If this guy can move up with his Panther, maybe the Bulldozer as well, being focused on by the Panther. Again, we got Tank Hunter. Panther, one last shot. Oh, never. Panther 4 dies. Hellcat as well being targeted. One last shot. Panther just chilling. A little more team effort. We could easily kill this Hellcat. Down south, Panzer 4 moving in with the west pulling back. Seems like that is the focus now in mid. Panzer 4 moving in as well as that Blob. Blob has moved in, not as compact as before. Again, not sure what's happening there, but yeah, Blob just wasn't able to push up. Again, we have the bunker, we have interesting, we have 75 backed up into a corner. Luckily, Tiger is still firing. Very risky for him to have this damage of a Tiger firing on the front, but that MG is suppressing the Blob. So he's trying to move in with it, but again, if they get bazooka shots, he's done. The artillery comes in, he's done. If the Hellcat comes in, he's done, and that's what happens. Hellcat comes in, neutralizes the Tiger. Damn. What a play here. German forces pushing on up. Kill this cache and you'll cause a massive explosion. That'll kill all the allied forces around it. Just saying. That looks like in mid we have Ranger Blob moving on up. German force. Oh, repair vehicle. Yeah, bad timing as bazooka teams hit it. Again, allies are down nearly 2-1. But you wouldn't notice it by the amount of casualties they inflicted on the Germans. It's been incredible to watch. They're trying to kill the cache, though. Not cache, the vehicles, so that wreck can't be used. But yeah, Rangers are 15 to 20 kills on average. Meanwhile, we have a Brumbar that's doing its best against the infantry. Doing solid work, I might say. Again, 16 kills. But AT gun is firing from afar, trying to hold it back. Again, this is slowly becoming an allied favor game, in my opinion. Just from the losses I've seen. Hold on, let's double check that. So we have, like, on average, 50s. I would say upper 50s for the Axis. Allies, though, are averaging upper 70s. Quick math, I would say maybe mid 70s. But yeah, it's not look. Allies need to take some casualties, is what I'm saying. Rangers pushing on up. Wesp is potentially going to be focused on, Pioneers at least. He's focused on vehicles, so he's not going to fire. And unfortunately, Ole Finland is going to... Pioneer does escape, never mind. I thought I was going to lose the Pioneer. Heads forward now, hitting the Ranger squad. He's just pushing on in as far as he can go. Another Blob is forcing its way through.
Victory point is under enemy control.
Again, going straight through. 75 is going to be hit by the Blob. Again, Allied forces managed to break open the defenses, allowing the Blob to advance. He's trying to heal through it, but alas, the Blob should neutralize it pretty quick.
Under enemy control.
Small counterattack in the south. Panzer Grenadiers are being stopped. I love how they have bars from picked up from the infantry. MG was able to neutralize it with no armor support. Artillery slowly wearing it down, but it's not fast enough. Massive counterattack in the north. Brumbar doing... Oh, Tiger Tank doing the best they can. 75 could be taken if they get a truck or something to pick it up. Artillery can open fire in the meantime, but artillery neutralized it. I think zeroing is in effect up here. Alas, zeroing was called in, but the Blob pushes through after the first one got stopped. They just keep using it to break through and get further and further into the Axis lines. It's great. Meanwhile, Brumbar trying its best, but being overwhelmed by American forces. Does get a crit on its engine. Meanwhile, more Rangers push on through. It's going to hit a lot of very vital German positions. Meanwhile, Hellcats and Bulldozer are pushing on in. Panzer 4 trying to stop it, but Bulldozer has plenty of armor and firepower. Remember, this is a team that is focused on that Blob, right? They are absolutely focused on it and trying to break through.
Our front line fails. 250 points remain for us.
It's going to be tough for the Axis to deal with, but again, the Axis have made their own critical mistakes. Let's be absolutely fair here. The artillery is not trying to take out the 75s, trying to hit frontline units. The Tiger tank advanced when it was so critical on health. He also was not watching it, so we lost so many forces while being under artillery fire. Again, it is, we're not also seeing potentially artillery fire if you don't want to hit the artillery on medical positions or these, we're not seeing them focus on ammo caches. The Axis absolutely could have killed this, and that would have been a huge explosion around allied lines, but nope. Yes, Blob is powerful, but they've also, they did alter it. They did make it not as good previously. Yeah, it is annoying, I will 100% say, but remember, the longer the Axis are being held back is the stronger the allies get, right, for that 1-2 punch. So, I also, look, this Brumbar is going in without infantry support, anything. We don't even have zeroing that could call in. Doesn't have munitions for it, but still. So yeah, I'm not sure what the plan is here. Remember, the allies had a major weakness. The flanks were held firm, but there was nothing in the middle. And unlike a certain battle that happened during the Civil War, in this situation, if they would have came in along the side, they absolutely could have destroyed a lot of allied forces with an armored thrust. Remember, Hellcats were deployed, but kind of more sporadically. So that's my counterpoint is, oh, Tiger tank. Vet 3 Ranger, hard to kill, but can Tiger get one last shot? No. Hellcat now does very little. Just an idea where I just send a bunch of units in one direction and forget about it. It's so silly, no micro. That's true. There we go. Espionage to make it harder for that Hellcat to see, but Bulldozer, another Hellcat coming on in. I would 100% agree with you guys that it is ridiculous that the Blob. How about this? I will say that, hey, for the Americans, I find it ridiculous they sent in the Blob, but what I will also point out is the fact the Axis have stuff to counter it. They just haven't been using it as effectively as they could, right? All right, we have a Panther stuff here. New Tiger on the field, so saving Ryan. Really not much left of his army, so he needs to be very careful with it. Again, Musty has a couple armored units. Oh, 2 Hellcats, never mind. He's looking pretty good, just healing on up. Pushing back this Ranger squad. Needs support before the Hellcats move in. Hopefully the Brumbar and the Tiger or AT can help push it out. Axis getting Panthers, which aren't good against infantry. Exactly. That's the other thing. Those Panthers need to really focus on infantry. I'm sorry, armor. And I think he got the veterancy upgrade for this thing. Yeah, it's 1 infantry kill. It's not done an incredible amount of damage. Maybe a nice Faust here, but again, Souls MG stuff, so just be very careful. Brumbar's pulling back. Here comes the Blob in mid. Again, the Germans have no MGs or anything, which at this point you need to have something, but I get the artillery's neutralizing it. Alright, 1 Blob was stopped. MG gets neutralized by the artillery. Here comes the Brumbar Panzer IV. Let's ignore the Blob happening, and let's just kill a bunch of defenses real quick and engage a stolen pack gun. Tiger tank did get healed a little bit. Hopefully can open fire, do some damage. A little bit of damage, but here comes another Blob to push forth. Wesp is now at risk. Axis are essentially like getting whatever they can, but I just, oh, Tiger tank gets actually a great shot. But yeah, it's the Axis are losing slowly a battle of attrition. They need a big win. They need an absolute like counterattack to really get the allies off their feet. Zeroing in this sector, neutralizing artillery or a big armored thrust. Honestly, mid still, in my opinion, is the weakest point. If they could have infantry to protect it, maybe. Artillery, though, is just blasting them in these very funneled points. Here comes the artillery, blasting the pack, half-track, pioneers, you name it. Grenadiers on the retreat will be hit by it as well. Just a lot of artillery focused here. Artillery will break the Axis defenses. Meanwhile, the Axis defenses will then be further exploited by the Blob, which we'll see here probably in a minute. Hellcats and Bulldozer as well, being a small but very strong armored group. They'll break through. Oh my god. Brumbar, I think that was a German mine, but just detonates on the Brumbar. Unfortunate. Brumbar is now just going to be point blank through smoke. Tiger Tank has been trying to figure out what to do. It's good against armor, just hasn't really had an opportunity to do much.
Our bomb bear is out of contact.
Panther's now being overwhelmed. A second Brumbar is moving on up.
Securing our capture point.
Massive armored thrust. Hold on, Tiger Tank helping mid. Alright, we've seen a lot of times that the allies have also grouped up and have actually tried to consistently help each other. Good airtime, by the way. Can we see that here? Can we see an allied breakdown thanks to an Axis, group effort? Is this going to be artillery in this sector?
251 half track lost.
Alright, 155 hitting. Or is that zeroing? Why would you launch zeroing here? Well, there goes the Tiger because he put it where nothing was. I love all the Palm Grenadiers now with bazooka teams. Love it. Alright, just start killing the positions, but here comes the Blob. Yeah, his own zeroing killed that Tiger. That's unfortunate. Shoot the ammunition caches! Like, they're super valuable and super deadly. Or super easily killed. German forces are trying to break through this northern area. Okay, cool. But, you're not really hitting a more valuable area. At least it looks like the West artillery is doing quite a bit. But again, because of infantry support, the amount of infantry losses that they would cost to reinforce, right? Sorry, let me rephrase that. The cost of losses and then the reinforcement cost is not as great, so they're able to afford bigger and bigger armies. There's nothing up north now. It's pretty much abandoned. Stug being overwhelmed by the Hellcats. There's no AT coverage. Tiger holding off one squad, but the Stug goes down. Artillery's at least hitting this area, but still, that's not enough. Wesps are doing okay. They're doing the best they can with what... oh, never mind. They have no kills. Wow, no kills at all. Hellcats hitting them. Panzer IV, again, no AT coverage at all. Absolute, like, breakdown in Axis communication with like, hey, yeah, let's have a strategy. Did not work. West looked like it did help break down and destroy a couple things, but again, these are like the big, that's like the big red or yellow, like, at weak point on an enemy in like Resident Evil, right? Usually it's like, or Dead Space. It's like, you should probably shoot that, and the guy's like, I'm gonna keep shooting his head. That's gonna be weak point. It's like, no, you shoot the yellow orb that's like blinking. That's the weak point. And here comes the Hellcats from the north. Says Tiger has no coverage in its northern sector. So yeah, you're doing great, but you're about to be absolutely raffle stomped.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Oh, at least that shot bounced. But yeah, no AT to speak of. Bounce. Bounce! Oh my god, this is the luckiest Tiger. Never mind, luck can only hold out for so long. Nebel as well, I agree, Nebel would have been a good call. Especially with the Blob, if you could preempt that, or see where it's moving up, and then fire, the fire would stop them. Any damage stops them. So yeah. I think this is going to be GG. The Axis of essentially trying to hold on, but they don't have the victory points for it. I'm just going to fast forward.
We have lost control of the victory
but this is GG. Allies have the victory points. It's done. And again, the numbers are going to be inflated for this. And before someone says, oh, Greyshot, like, no, the Axis got tons of kills. They killed a ton of the Blobs, right? That's the kills. Like, in actuality, it's probably not as great as you think for kills. Saving Ryan got top... No, I'm sorry. Ole Finland got top damage, top kills, Saving Ryan. On the Allied side, we saw Musty getting top kills, top damage actually going to OD. But the person who submitted this was Mr. Chalk. Thank you, Mr. Chalk, for submitting this replay. I'm assuming you just wanted to test out the Blob spam, which... hey, it worked. Again, this is a perfect case of for the Allies, almost to a certain extent. There were a couple small issues that the Allies had, but overall, I thought they did a really good job at holding the enemy back. So, yeah, really solid game, all things considered. I think that was pretty good. Pretty damn good. But yeah, that run to Blob turned out pretty well. The artillery and everything. The Axis needed to cooperate. We didn't see that. The Allies cooperate with the rental blobs. That took tactics in terms of focusing, like, hey guys, focus here. We're going to move armor down. Oh, you need help. We're moving the Hellcats over. Like, there's coordination on the Allied side. There wasn't as much on the Axis. They needed something. Even a breakthrough in mid, at bare minimum, even with by one player, could have done a lot because there was nothing there protecting the Allies at all. But hey, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Leave your comments down below. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see you guys next time.
Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before y'all go, let me give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Joey G240, Milam, Big Cooch, Aphyria, Ace, Pyro Shark, Tonybee 95, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support and helping me grow my channel and support my channel and everything I do. Thank you, and to the rest of you, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.